The woman was trying to present the meal. She started eating before everybody else and just was trashing it while the girl was talking. Like didn't even look up. So kind of dropped her fork and knife on there like that, and I just was embarrassed, or something. So we went to the hotel room. I said, "What's up with that?" And she just started reading her book. Now she started reading her book one time before. This is what they call the uncanny valley. Something's not adding up here, right? So one time I said, she irritated me, and I kind of was short with her one time, and I went to sleep, and she had a light on reading, but she had two lights on over there. And one of them was kind of, I went to sleep, but I said, "Hey, Elizabeth, would you mind turning one of those lights off?" And I think she heard me, so I asked her again. No answer. 7 times.
Oh, they're gonna throw her.
She disappeared when she read that book. She was gone. She was disassociated. I wasn't even real. I stood up and said, I asked her, "Why would you turn that light off?" She was irritated because I got irritated with her, right? And then she looked at me like she didn't even know me. She was gone. That wasn't that was some other person. And so it's weird. So then I ask her about the waitress. She looks at the book. I go, "Why don't you just, say something?" Like I said, "Well, go ahead, read your fucking book." She dropped that book. She got up and she went across the room like this at my throat and fell over the suitcases. There's 2 open suitcases. So I put my hands out to catch her. I backed up first, but it didn't look like I was going to grab her, because I went kind of, and she goes, she fell down her leg. She goes, "You tried to grab my throat." She tried to grab my throat. And then she said, "I'm out of here." She left me in Vermont, took the money, took the key, the plane tickets. I thought I was going to die. I was in heaven with this woman. This girl.
It's in the here or somewhere else?
But this was in Vermont. But then she got lost in the mountains. You had to come back. Okay. But the whole time she would pass the place, I was going crazy. She passed the place because she said you couldn't see the place we were going. I didn't know she was going to run. I had no phone. My phone was out. It was just awful. But she said, "I don't want to talk about it." Next day. So everything was fine until we went out of town again. She did the same thing. Like she'll do something, and then she would leave me somewhere, go to some hotel room over nothing. But and then wouldn't ever discuss it. Then but it kept getting worse and worse. And it was all well-timed stuff. And then she would so I've looked it up. What kind of person won't be accountable? What kind of person will not apologize? They said narcissist. I said, okay, she's a narcissist. But then I started thinking there was these different kinds of narcissists. There's some that are, she's a covert narcissist, but there's some that are so toxic that it's like the worst personality type that you could possibly have. It's worse than it. If they have a mixture of the dark triad, psychopathy, they have that Machiavellian thing. It's called Machiavellian, where they manipulate. They're masters of it. And then the last one, they're sadistic. They get energy off people's pain. They also get energy off attention and admiration. Okay, that's why she's a boys. She gets it every day at work and stuff like. So that's what they call a narcissistic supply. But I didn't know any of this then. It was about a year after she ghosted me, but she told me every day, "You're my only one and only. I've never been in love with the men in my life," and I'm like, "Thank you, God." And then and I felt the same. Like I can't believe God gave me this gift. This is amazing. I can't I'm living downtown on Front Street. I'm seeing the river. She takes me to her parents and things. I'm one of the family, and my life is set now. Like I'm going to be happy the rest of my life. And then she started flipping because I started seeing behind the mask. When you see there's a mask, you see behind it, you start seeing that mask flips. You got to die because I saw something. I asked too many questions about what was going on, and also I could be an asshole. Like I sometimes can point out bullshit a little bit too fast. So I went through hell with that one. That was worse than the kid. Yeah, I can't even describe to you the things she did. Like she loved the Salem witches. She loved witchcraft, but I thought it was just a fun little Halloween thing. She talked about going to Salem visit. Then also she ran a course in snake handling at this boys' school. She loved, the favorite movie was No Country for Old Men because she loves the psychopath. There's a guy that plays the psychopath in No Country for Old Men.